Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Nessie. Sorry about the doom and gloom weather outside today. Anyways, I just went on a walk and it was really nice. But I wanted to talk a little bit about attachment styles. I've known this for a while now that I am an anxious attachment, and it talks about a lot about like how anxious attachment are always drawn to avoidant attachment. And I don't know why that is, or at least I didn't until now, and I feel like now I know why we tend to attach to the opposite, because, well, obviously opposites attract, but also I'm pretty sure it's because this person's a teacher. And I think if I look at it from that lens, it's a lot easier to see what about my anxious attachment was being triggered, and a lot of it was abandonment wounds. And a lot of it was the fact that, like, I was dating an avoidant. It was triggering my attachment wounds. And I'm learning a lot about those and what I need. And unless I was alone, I wouldn't have figured out the things that I need in a relationship and what was causing me to feel anxious about this person. Because this person was telling me that they love me, but I wasn't gonna believe it because I still needed to heal some things. I'm realizing. Well, okay, no. I knew I needed to heal some things in that relationship, but now I'm realizing what and how. Not fully, but I'm getting there. For one, not being able to talk about commitment. I could tell he had a fear of commitment, and I think a lot of that has to do with his independence and like feeling like he's gonna lose his autonomy or his independence when it comes to commitment. That was at like the beginning of the relationship, and he really did try. I saw it, even though he didn't see mine. Sorry. Still bitter about that. The things that were being triggered for me and why it was being triggered is because this person could not ever tell me where I stand with them. Even though this person's telling me they love me, even though they are showing up every day, they're maybe not showing up in the way I need, but they're there. And because like the texting was inconsistent, or the love that was given was inconsistent, the care that was given was inconsistent. And I feel like now I know I need that I don't need that inconsistency. No, I need the consistent love in order to feel safe, in order to feel like this person I can rely on. And that person was not going to give that to me unless he was addressing his own wounds. And to be honest, like, I feel like we're always dating someone that's going to mirror something back at us that we don't like about ourselves. And it's up to us to face it and to say, I don't like that about myself. How can I fix this? I probably wasn't good about that in the relationship. Honestly, I had no one to really teach me tools. And yes, I had a therapist, but if I'm being honest, I do feel a little bit like I've outgrown my therapist, but I'm still with her right now because I think I just need to have one regardless. That's important. Because I've been doing a lot of reflecting, and I do feel like being in my last relationship, not the biggest heartbreak of my life, but the last one for the last 6 months, I feel like that put my grief on pause. So now I'm getting back in that, and now I'm reflecting again, and I'm like, oh, this could have been better. Oh, I did have rose-colored glasses on. Oh, I didn't deserve that. Or maybe I could have been better at this. Like, I'm learning those things, and it's kind of cool to see. It's kind of cool to, like, witness myself, like, coming to these realizations. But I'm trying to get to a point where I'm in a secure attachment style. I am still in a season of letting go. So regardless of who I meet, I know right now is probably not the best time. Even though some days I'm like, I want a person, but at the same time, that's not fair to the next person if I'm still grieving, if I'm still Obviously, I'm always going to be learning, but I think that I need to be fully secure with myself to know enough that, like, regardless if I have this person in my life or not, that I'm going to be okay. I felt that with the last one. I will say the last person was very much more consistent. To be honest, I think he was there to show me, like, you can be regulated, because I never once felt that anxiousness with him. That's a lie. There was one time, but regardless, I think some of that was also just like something that I didn't like, but it was after that moment that I was like, okay, maybe this isn't the relationship for me. And yeah, it's kind of cool kind of seeing why these people are in your life, or why do you keep attracting the same people. Anyways, this is just to talk a little bit about like my experience with attachment styles and noticing it in my own life. I'm curious what attachment styles y'all are. What have you learned about it, and what have you found that you need from someone? Because I think that's important to know. And I think being able to be on my own for this long, now I'm not going to say this long, because it really hasn't been that long, but yeah, just being on my own, I've learned a lot about myself. I'm still learning. I'm still reflecting. Proud of myself for all that, because that's fucking hard to do. Having to sit with yourself, and obviously, like, in relationships, I've been able to see, like, sorry, I got a call, and I'll call them back. But yeah, being able to see the things that I do need from a relationships makes me realize just how much healing I have done, healing I need to do, and how I can be secure within myself. So, with that being said, it's getting dark out, so I'm gonna go back home, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye!